So today I'm going to be attempting to do my makeup and show you how I do it, so just keep watching. Okay, so today I'm going to be using the new Juvia'S foundation, and I read a bunch of reviews and it said that it's very drying, and if you have dry skin it's going to show your cracks. And I just got back from the river and you can obviously tell that I'm burnt. So I'm going to use this NYX Hydro Touch Primer, and we're going to see how well it does on top of that. On one side I'm going to be using a brush, the pure brush, and on the other side I'm going to be using a Real Technique sponge. I'm going to pin a little bit of my hair back so I don't get any foundation in it. So on this side I'm going to be using the brush, and on this side I'm going to use a sponge. It says that a very little amount will go a long way with this, so let's see. I got shade, I'll just show you. I don't know how to say that whatsoever, and it's a little bit backwards, I'm guessing, I don't know. But it's shade 710, and I don't know how to pronounce it. So I think it was the fourth lightest shade. They had a lot of shades. I think it was like 42, and this was like one of the lighter ones. So let's see, I'm very pale, and I usually have the lightest shade in all my foundations. So we'll see. And it has a little seal. It's about to take me a hard minute to get open. About that much. That was like the tiniest little thing. Very light, which I need. Looks really nice and smooth. So let's see how the sponge does. For the sponge, I'm just going to put it on my finger and then dot it on my face. Oop. Squirt it out on me. So I'm just going to... I think the sponge side gives like a little bit more coverage, but not much at all. It pretty much looks the exact same with both. So I'm going to apply the Infallible Fullwear L'Oreal concealer on top of it and see how it does. This is actually really dry to me too. Sometimes I feel like if I wear it too much, it dries out my under eyes, so that's something to steer clear of. I'll go ahead and open up my Coty Airspun powder because it needs it right after I do my under eyes because I have really bad creasing. But the shade I use in the L'Oreal Infallible Concealer is Porcelain 320. But I do know that I do like the concealer because I've tried it. I just find that if I wear it over and over again, it looks really dry. It makes my under eyes really dry. I'm trying not to set the foundation too much because I did say it was very dry. Next, I'm going to go into it's kind of rubbed off, my Makeup Revolution Pro HD palette, and I'm going to see, I go into the middle shade, and then for a little bit darker contour I go into that one, and then I bronze with this one. So let's see, lightest shade. And the brush I'm using for this is the brush that came with the Smashbox Contour Trio. It's the contour brush. Sorry for the weird angle. I don't even know if you can see it. Sorry. So to make sure I got everything blended out and everything, I go in with the Real Techniques brush, multitask brush. Just looks like this. It's really dense and it goes in and just blends more for me because I'm lazy. So after I blend that a little bit more, I'm not going to go into the deeper one because I'm looking really pale today, so I'm just going to stick with the lighter one. I'm going to go down into here with this bronzer down here with the blush brush from Real Techniques. And I'm going to go into the Neutrogena Healthy Skin Blush in shade 20 Vibrant. And I really like this blush a lot. It just brings the slightest amount of pink pretty color into your cheeks. And then after that, I'm going to dust off all the bake that I did. And then for highlight, I'm going to go into this new palette that I got today, the BH Cosmetics Desert Oasis palette. And it's very pretty. I'm trying to get out of my comfort zone and try a few of the out there colors because I don't do that a lot. But before I do that, I'm going to brush my eyebrows. I do not fill my eyebrows in because I feel like if I fill them in more, the more bushy they look. So I just take my e.l.f. little brush and sweep through. Good. So in this palette, first I'm going to use my Morphe MB23 brush to go in my crease. I'm going to go in with the Canyon shade up here at the top. It's one of the bigger shades. I said I was going to highlight. That's my bad. Before I highlight, I always usually spray my face with something to make it brighter. I don't know how that's going to work out with this palette using one of the highlights in that because sometimes it just looks very gray on me, so we'll see. I'm spraying it with the Grace and Stella Spray All Day spray. I do this instead of spraying my brush. For highlighting, I'm going to go in with the Real Techniques setting brush. It looks like this. It gets used a lot. For highlight, I'm going to go in with the Mirage. I guess that's what it's saying. Shade. It's a very big shade in the palette, so I'm going to sweep that across there. Whoa, okay. Yeah. Don't know if this was meant to be a highlight shade because you can obviously see it on the side of my cheek. I'm gonna blend that out a little bit and see if it fixes it. I probably shouldn't have put that much on my brush. Wow. It is very pretty though. Try and blend it out a little bit more. Very pretty. Shining. Go into the Canyon shade up here at the top. I'm just gonna, it does have a little bit of kickback, so I'm gonna put it in my crease. After that, I'm gonna go into the Nightscape shade. It's like a very dark, almost like really dark gray shade, and I'm going to go into it with this Real Techniques blending crease brush. I'm just going to take a little bit on here. The mattes so far are working very nice. They're very smooth and silky and soft. They're very nice. If you hear footprints during this whole video, it's my dogs. They love to walk around. Very cute. For the lid, I think I'm going to go into this turquoise shade that's really calling my name in the palette, and we'll see how it works. I'll try it without spraying anything first and see how it goes. I'm going to put it on my pinky. Very pretty. It's very pretty. After I'm going to try and keep doing it in my finger and see how it looks. These are very creamy, and you don't need a spray if you don't want to use one, but I'm going to because I like the way it looks when it's very creamy. So let's see. A lot of the times, I know this sounds crazy, but I don't like to use a brush a lot because I feel like it doesn't give you what you need, so I just spray my finger. So I'll dip it in there, and I get out the spray I was using earlier that I sprayed on my face, and I just spray my finger. And you don't want to like too wet, or it's just going to leave like a wet mess all over your eye. So I give it a second to dry. And then I go and I put it over it. And it looks so pretty. You see how it looks like just like a liquid shadow? It's so pretty. So after that, I'm going to go, I think I'm going to put this, it almost looks like one of those color changing shadows. It's cactus. Sorry. on the outer edge of it a little bit. I'm going to do that with the, I think I might do that with my finger too, actually. Almost looks like green, brown, and blue. It's very pretty. I'm going to add more. In a minute, I might spray my finger on this one too. Go back in and blend the matte shades out a little bit more with the Nightscape shade. For my inner corner, I'm going to go with this Terrain shade. This Terrain shade right here, this very, like, I don't know what kind of shade you call it. I don't know. I'm just going to go in with it. I'm going to put it on this, well, I'm going to put it on the Morphe M421 brush, and then I'm going to spray it after I put it on there. So for my under eye, I'm going to go in with the, I think for my under eye, I'm going to go with the Hot Spring color and see how that ties everything together. We'll see. For that, I'm going to use the Morphe M506 brush. We'll see how it works. And then I'm going to spray the brush. Hopefully that lets it see to a little bit more. It's very pretty. It really opens up your eyes. I'm going to clean off the brush, and I'm going to go in with another one and try and blend it out just a little bit more. I'm going to go in with the Naked 3 Urban Decay brush that comes in like all the Naked palettes. I just went back in and blend it out just a little bit more. So I'm going to finish up with my other eye, and then I'll be back. I'm going to go and apply eyeliner, mascara, and lipstick, and I'll be back. So this is the final look. I really like it. The lipstick I use is a Major Matte lipstick by Sleek. It is called Happy. It's very pretty. I really like the color, and I think it looks good with the blue. Doesn't match the best, but I don't care. I really like purples and blues, and it's kind of like pinkish purple, and I really like it. And my thoughts on everything, I really like the Desert Oasis palette. I didn't get to dig into all the shades, but the blue ones worked really good if you're going for like, you want blue, but you don't want too much blue or too crazy a blue. I really like the Juvia'S foundation. It like is really smooth and everything, and I have dry skin. I usually have dry patches as well, and I really like just like everything about it. It makes my skin look very smooth and very, I don't know, I just really like it a lot. So to finish up the look, I'm gonna spray the Kula SPF 30 makeup setting spray. It's like so pretty. It has like a little ball in there, and it sounds so good. So let's see. It smells so good. Well, actually, it smells like sunscreen, but I love the smell of sunscreen. So that is the finished look.